It's Talk Point again on Lagos Television. My name is Omololu Rosso, and thank you so much for joining us on Talk Point. We'll be looking at the role of politicians in governance today, and I have two guests that will be doing that. But before I introduce my guests, we know that politicians also have greater roles to play in governance at the grassroots. Whatever happens at the grassroots, they are also one of those that will also be doing justice to that. And we know that grassroots administration dates back to the pre-colonial era through the created empires by traditional rulers and title chiefs. These administrators are also managed in accordance with the customs and tradition of the various ethnic groups in the society. This grassroots administration became more pronounced when the colonial masters actually started using traditional rulers. And at independence in 1960, local governments were created to fast-track development with administrators and then politicians who are also put there to ensure that governance is done at the grassroots. I have two gentlemen in the studio this afternoon that will be doing justice to this with me. To my immediate right, I have a familiar face, Lekon. Nice to have you on Talk Point.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And Happy New Year to everyone. I think this is my first time of coming.
Yes, we have not seen this year on Talk Point this year. Nice having you.
Same here, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Then I have somebody that is also coming on board for the first time on Talk Point. His name is Honorable Dennis Joseph. He's also a public affairs analyst and a politician at the grassroots, specifically in Koshofe area. Dennis, nice having you on board.
It's my pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Your white attire is so different.
There's a lot.
Yes. Let me start with Lekon. When we say grassroots governance, what is your own take in this regard?
Well, for me, it's a simple take. When we say grassroots governance, it has to do with local government administration, because the local government administration is the closest tier of government to the people. And then at that local government administration, we have the chairman as the political head of the local government administration, and then we have councillors who comes from different wards and all of that. But taking it back to the Nigerian system, after having those elected officials at the local government, which are the chairman and the councillors, as I mentioned, we also have leaders who are at different community that makes up the local government. So when we talk about local government or grassroots governance, what we definitely mean is that we are talking basically about local government administration. That's what I believe. And that's what I know about it.
Yes, Honorable Joseph, Dennis Joseph, what's your own assessment of local government administration in Nigeria? What do you know about it?
Local government administration in Nigeria is the third tier of the arm of government in Nigeria. Is the very vital role because it has to do with the local people. When you're talking about the local people, you talk about people from the villagers, the community people, the local people. So they are the core people when we are talking about local governance at the local people. And you can't do without them, because whatever they believe, they have a way of showing it. And you have to take them serious. You have to try as much as possible to make sure that they align in your policy and whatever you do in any government.
Okay, yes. Now, I just actually wanted us to have a feel of that so that we can also move to the roles of politicians in governance. Now, Lekon, for elections to take place, there must be politicians, there must be people that will engage, that will go through that process. Now, and they're always known as politicians. When you wear that toga, you're a politician. Now, as a politician, what's your own role at the grassroots level when you say politicians at the grassroots level?
Well, first of all, like you have rightly said, whenever you are going to have, if any administration is going to take place, there will definitely be an election that leads to the process of, having an election and all of that. Now, the role of politicians, first of all, is to canvass the people, is to talk to the people. Let me use the layman language, is to talk to the people and say, for example, it is not even, we say, let's say there's a local government setting, and then just one person will become the chairman. In every ward, in every political ward, one person will become the councillor. So we have many politicians in that area, so to speak, and so politicians will go to the people who are either they are political or apolitical or not or non-partisan, speak to them and say, this is the person we are putting for in our party. Please support this person. This is the plans, this is the policy, the program this person has, and all of that. So this is the first role the politician plays, to sensitize the people about whoever their political party is fielding, the programs of that, candidate, so to speak, and then tell them this is the policy we are bringing on board if the people vote for this kind of person in a coming election and all of that. So politician has that role to go to the people, canvass them, speak with them, talk to them, sensitize them about what is coming and what is going to happen if you elect these people. Then after all of that, then governance comes in. After election and all of that, governance comes in. Politician becomes the head of a local government administration and the councillor, like I said earlier. Then politicians administer resources that is coming. I tell people that there is no, politics is the governance, is the will to governance. You have a politician, like I've explained first, who canvasses, who becomes the chairman. Then after all of that, you have governance. It is politicians that administers whatever resources that comes to the grassroots. You have the chairman, you have the councillor, you have other people within the local government setting who administers the resources and ensure that the people at the grassroots get dividends of democracy.
That sense. And also I have Honorable Dennis Joseph, who is also a politician at the grassroots in the Kochave axis of Lagos State. I was coming to you, Honorable Dennis Joseph, before the technical glitch that we had. I wanted you to also talk on the grassroots governance. I wanted you to talk on the role of politicians. Since you're one of them, what do you think is always good to do at the grassroots to garner support and ensure better governance?
Yeah, in that regard, there's a lot of things to do as a politician to gather support for in the local government at the grassroots. Vividly, there was on the May 2024, non-indigene wrote a letter to Governor Sanwo-Olu, His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State, on the specific challenge of non-indigene and how to solve the non-indigene specific challenges at the grassroots level. And we submitted that letter to the Chief of Staff, Governor's office, and we've not gotten response on that.
Yes, yes, so that may be a different thing entirely.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, because you are asking me what are some of the things we need to do, is some of the things are in that letter.
Okay.
So it is very paramount that the local people play a vital role in government, and you need to engage them. When you engage them, it leads to more votes on election day. When you engage them, it makes the people, you have more participation of the local people in governance. When you engage them, you make the governance become easier, because the people are there waiting for you to inform them on your policies. They are there waiting for you to inform them on your initiatives and how it affects their lives. And the politicians are the people that do this, because you can't be everywhere. Some people have to go there, make sure they inform people about the policy on ground, tell the people on what the government of the day is doing in their own local terms, so that the people can be able to understand what the government of the day is doing. So it is very, very important that the local people participate in the governance of the day. As my brother rightly said, you talk about the ward. Ward is the smallest arm of the local politics. Is the smallest arm. So there you have people, you meet them, they know themselves, they know everybody in the same community. You know your father, you know your cousin, you know everybody. You know how you can talk to them easily, and they will listen to you easily. So it is a very politics at the grassroots is very important, and people that will do this are the politicians. They are the ones to go there, give this information out to the people for the betterment of
now,
everybody.
Yes, okay, let me quickly, because time may not really be on our side again, let me quickly ask you, in July 2024, there was a Supreme Court ruling that gave autonomy to local government administration. Now, how do you think this can be a game changer at the grassroots level?
Well, it's one of the reasons why that judgment, or there was a case in the first place, was because there have been back and forth on the finances of local governments, how the local government areas across the federation gets their monthly allocation from the federal government. So what the landmark judgment of the Supreme Court says that the local government, allocation must come directly to the local government. And that's where we have the LG financial autonomy. Now, what are the advantages of this, and it's a game changer, just like I've said. It means that the local government now have their resources directly from the federal government, and that gives them more money, more resources and more funds to do things, projects and initiative, policies and programs, to execute their projects and policies and programs for the people of the grassroots. Gone are the days now where we have the states, telling the local government how to spend their money and all of that. There will still be oversight function, probably from the House of Assembly to the local government. But as it is now, the money comes directly to the local government, and that means that there is more resources, there's more funds for the local government, to affect the lives of people at the grassroots.
Okay, are you also in support of that autonomy for local government?
Yes, I totally support autonomy.
Why did you support it, or why are you supporting it?
Because you will lead to rapid development in all the local government. The Nigerian will be the talk of the town in the Western world. They will start to envy us. Without local government autonomy, the fund cannot be managed well. So when everybody have autonomy to manage the fund, I think that it will lead to more development. It will lead to more infrastructure. It will lead to more our children going to school. It will lead to many roads constructions. So the local government chairman will also have confidence in himself of doing work.
Okay, well, I hope that will be done very well, because the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission will also put the searchlight on all local government chairmen to know if the funds are being spent judiciously, and we expect that those will be done judiciously. Let's quickly go to now. Just earlier in the month of January, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu swore in the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission chairman in the person of Honorable Justice Bola Okikiolu Igile, retired. Now, she's now there with 5 other commissioners and the permanent secretary that will see to the affairs of the local government elections that will be coming up later this year. Now, what's your take on this and your advice for that commission?
Well, at the commissioning of some roads last week or so, the governor was commissioning some roads, and he mentioned that later in the year, talking about the 2025 year, that election will come, that they have nominated and they have inaugurated the LASEC board and committee chairman and all of that, very soon that we are expecting the local government elections to take place and all of that. We also expect that they will deliver their jobs, and just like the governor have said, that they will deliver their roles judiciously, as the confidence that has been reposed in them by the state government and all of that. So we expect that very soon that the guidelines for the local government election will be coming out, so that politicians can begin to prepare, political parties can begin to prepare for the forthcoming election that is coming up in July. And there have been some great areas in the election and all of that, but either there will be only election in 20 local governments or the 37. So the governor has also cleared that we are going to have 57, and we're going to have elections in the 20 local government areas and the 37 LCDs. So politicians and every party member in Lagos State and those who are partisan in Lagos State are waiting for the LASEC guidelines to come out, so that everybody can know how to go about the election. And the next thing is, campaigns and elections taking place later this year.
Yes, I want to believe that in 6 months' time we should have the local government election in Lagos State.
Definitely.
So as we round up now in less than this 30 seconds, your take or your advice for local government elections in Nigeria, in Lagos State in particular?
My advice is that we want everybody to be active in the election that is coming up, to participate. All the non-indigenous have to participate, so that there will be visible impact in the outcome of the elections. And we also want the letter that non-indigenous wrote to the governor, so that he can address it, so that it will lead to more non-indigenous participating, which will lead to more votes for the state.
Okay, yes, I want to thank you, gentlemen. Time is no longer on our side. I want to thank you so much, Lekan Oni, for being part of Talk Point today.
Thank you, sir.
I also want to thank you so much, Honorable Dennis Joseph, for being part of Talk Point today.
I'm grateful.
Yes, on that note, we have come to the end of Talk Point. 767 and 112 are still the lines to always call in times of emergency. Stay out of trouble. Ensure that you do what is good to make Lagos and indeed Nigeria better. Elections at the grassroots are coming very, very soon. Get prepared and non-violent so that things can get better for Nigeria and indeed Lagos State. I am Omololu Rosowo. See you some other time.